guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Boys and girls, here we are once again. This is the Kris Big Boomer. It's got a 6 kV 6 in it as a driver. I'm driving 6 LQ6s or 6 JF6, or I believe this one's got 6 LQs in it. 6 LQs, 6 JF6, and it crosses 6 MJ6. All the same tube, basically. One driving 3 with a small driver. So the most you'll ever see out of this little guy is about 400 watts, period. Now, I'm fixing this for my buddy Slam Dunk, and man, it was a bag of dick of problems when we first started out, but I want you to listen to this, Dunk. That was a pain in the ass to get working again. The other thing that was a pain in the ass was getting this thing to actually jump into transmit and standby the way it was supposed to. I had to replace a few transistors in this thing, some of which were actually in there backwards, and their whoever had this before you, Dunk, had put the transistors in backwards, and they got confused or something. They didn't know how to figure it out. So it took me a little bit, about an hour, to figure out, okay, we've got an NPN switching to PNP, and the PNP that was in there backwards, but we got all that figured out. That transistor and that transistor I've replaced, that one and that one. So how this works is this PNP 2N222 that's down here kicks this relay out for the preamp continuously. So instead of just having a NPN switch this thing, they had the NPN switch this relay, which kicks this transistor kicks this relay, which then in turn hits this relay and allows the thing to go into transmit. Everybody got that? Okay, good. Now the other thing that I had to do is I had to beef up the glitch resistor that's down underneath here. And I gotta be careful because there's 1,000 volts on this thing, right? 600 volts or whatever. This glitch resistor had disintegrated, and somebody put the wrong value in there. So we fixed that as well. I went ahead and I tested your tubes. Each one of these is about 80%. Your driver's at about 60%. But it didn't matter. I put my 6 kV6 in there, which is at 100%, and it only picked up about 10 watts. So, long story short, the only thing I did not repair on this thing is the preamp indicator light. You're probably not going to give a crap about that, knowing you. And I'm sure you don't want to put the money into it and have to wait even longer for me to order in the lights. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to put this on the Rodney Express, send it back up to you. So we are in standby. We're in tune. It's a 1,000 watt slug and peak, 1,000 in average, 5 watt slug and reverse back from the bird, 10,000 watt dim load. 5 watt slug between the Kris Big Boomer and the 2950. So let me show you what I'm putting into this for drive. Not very much. So let's click this into operate, click that into transmit. That is a satisfying sound to me. Satisfying. About 380 watts. Now, the other thing I had to do is the switch panel that is behind this thing, right down in here, was broken in half, the little rotary switch. So I very carefully put it back together and glued it. I want you to see, hold on, let me grab the tripod so I don't get you guys motion sick. We're going to go to SWR reflect, SWR forward. adjust our knob till we're at full. Plate volt setting. And relative power. It's dead on the money. Prepared all that as well. So I just wanted to show you, big brother. Everything is chooching the way it should. Now, I don't normally really want to get into doing these sweep tube boxes no more because the parts are so hard to find, and I'm not going to lie, I've spent $0 in the last couple years buying parts for these guys. I just don't. When these things come in, I figure out what's wrong with them. I order up the parts for wherever I can find them. eBay, Amazon, Mauser, DigiKey, it doesn't matter. Wherever, there's a couple guitar stores that I work with. Wherever I can get the parts, I get the parts to do these repairs. So usually when people call me, I'll tell them, hey, look, does the amp have some serious sentimental value to it? Was it your dad's, your uncle's, your cousins, your mom's, whatever? I don't care. Is there some kind of sentimental value to it? If there is, then I'll take the project on. But the parts, the cost of the parts behind these things are making it so cost ineffective anymore to where you're going to spend all the money to ship this thing here and ship the tube separately. Then wait for 6-7 months before I'm going to be able to look at it. And then we're going to go spend $500-600 on repairing a 300 or 400 watt amplifier. I have a hard time with that. It's very cost inhibitive. Doesn't make sense to me. But anyhow, my buddy, my good buddy up there in Seattle town, Mr. Slam Dunk, gave this to me at the last BBI Bakerman break. Yeah, I'm just getting around to getting it done. Now, he does have a Texas Star that's here. I believe this is it right here. I can't wait to see what's going on inside of there, since it's already been here once and it was working the last time it was here. So we'll go through this one here in a couple days. But for right now, dunk, 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 and more dunk. Your boomer is done, brother. I'm going to put the gold-plated tins on the back outside. And, yeah, we're going to leave it just like that. Up and running once again. Gentlemen, my name is BBI. And without a shadow of a doubt, I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. Come check us out. www.bbiamps.com. You can find me on Facebook. You just go to my .com. There's a link directly from www.bbiamps.com to my Facebook account. Send me a little friends request. Come over and hang out. I dump a ton of pictures, just like I did a whole big video tonight on solder pots and the new solder pot that I bought and how excited I am about that. That went up tonight on Facebook. And you guys on the YouTube channel don't get to see anything about it. So come follow along. Guys, I got a whole bunch more projects I want to try and get to in the next couple days. We are just now getting the ball started. So on that note, I'll see you